Hi, this is Officer Sandhu with Fort Worth Animal Care and Control. I'm here to talk about what we do as an animal control and cruelty investigation. This is my truck. It's a 6-liter turbo diesel truck, and I'll walk you around the truck, I'll show you exactly what we have. We have stainless steel cages. We have 8 of these cages that we put animals in. They're double doored, and we have these are cat boxes. Essentially, we put the animals in there. We have this is an air-conditioned truck, so that the animals are away from the elements. If you come towards the back, just in case we're chasing any animals, if you're 2 of us, one of us can get on top and actually chase an animal, where the other one is going to drive the truck. This is just an advertisement we have for good PR. And this is a rear-facing camera. But as animal control, the most important thing that we do is rabies control. That's a #1 priority. We do a whole lot of things, but the #1 priority we have is rabies control. And we assist police. You can see there's a couple of police officers over there. We pick sick and injured animals. That's another priority we have. And then we do cruelty investigations. So we have a large amount of things that we do. These 4 are priority ones. And I will go over each and every one of them with you. But for police calls, we get a call from the police just in case an animal has to be taken out of a situation where it's being aggressive or it's hurt anybody, or the animal needs to be cleared out of a place, or it's injured. We go there and help them. We get calls. I'll show you inside the truck. I have a computer. That's my computer. We get calls all the time for animals that are injured and sick, and then we route ourselves and we go and pick them up. That's our #1 priority. If it's a dying animal, especially, we bring them back to the shelter. For cruelty investigations, we do make a report. We do photography. We take good pictures, and I will go over in detail of what we do with the bites. But essentially, the most important thing that an animal control officer needs to do is he needs to be fair, unbiased, and professional. And a part of it is how we dress. We respect our uniform. We dress as sharply as we can. And we speak to citizens. We're there for the citizens, so we speak to them with a lot of respect. We don't talk over them. We try and work with them. We're their friends. We're not their enemies. We're not there just to give citations. Even if you're doing writing them a ticket or doing a citation, or if you're doing cruelty investigations, we keep our personal beliefs and feelings aside. We have to work with them because we're here for the people and the best outcome for the animals. That's a #1 priority. Now, if it's a bite case, then we work a bite case in such a way that we track statistics. We make sure that the animal is safe. We make sure that the human is safe. And we are able to track those statistics of rabies and bites in the city and prevention. We also do good PR work. So we work with the community. We go to schools. We do education events. We educate children about how to avoid getting bit. So it's this brings good PR back to the city and brings a good reputation that animal control has. This is exactly what we need in India, where there are no animal control officers. This is what I hope to bring. The experience and the education, the customer service mindset, and the most important thing is tracking rabies. So I'll go over what we do in a rabies case. So in a rabies case, what would happen is, by state law, every time an animal breaks skin, the animal needs to be put in quarantine. That is the only way we can for sure determine that the animal has rabies. Even if the animal has its shot, it can still get rabies. And the only way we can make sure is, so we go to the bite victim first. We get a picture of the wound. We get all their information, where the bite happened and how it happened. That also helps us tracking where dogs usually bite. Do they usually bite on the hands or the face or the legs? Do they usually bite kids? So all these statistics are really important to see what we need to do and what we need to eliminate as the root cause of all the problems, and what we need to address when we're educating people. Then once we get that information, then we go to the victim, the owner, the animal owner, and we give him a quarantine notice where the animal has to be quarantined for 10 days. failing which, if they fail to quarantine the animal, then they have fines that are levied on them. But essentially, it's just the way you talk to them. When you go talk to somebody, they usually think that you're there to take their animal and you're going to kill that animal. That is not the case at all. We are their friends. We just need to make sure that the animal is safe and the person is safe. So we're tracking rabies instances, we're tracking bite instances, and we're making statistics and making sure we provide a service to the community where we can reduce bites and we can track bites that way and track rabies cases, as is the case in India. And that is the most important thing that an animal control officer is going to do. I'm going to show you what the rabies forms look like. This is my daily log. This is a rabies case that I worked today. So this is the name of the victim. This is the address, all the information we can get, where the bite happened, their signature, who the animal was. This is the owner of the animal. This is their address. This is all the information we have on the dog. Then I'm going to take a picture of the bite. This is the case number we've assigned to them. This is a quarantine notice. Once we get that, we go to the victim. This was the owner of the animal. We went there and I gave him a quarantine notice. The dog needs to be put in quarantine from the 17th to the 27th. That's 10 days. That's the address. That's the case number. So we give them all the information that they need. Their choice is to release the owner, release the animal, or take it to a vet of their choice. In Chandigarh, it's going to be the Sector 22 clinic. That brings the clinic some money. Also gives us a way of tracking these bites and tracking these animals as they go through a quarantine, either successfully or they do not pass quarantine. The other thing that we do is write tickets, and we write tickets for various things. But in my mind, the tickets that we write have to lead towards the best situation for the animal. So I'll just show you a ticket that I wrote. This is my ticket book. So most of the tickets that I do write are for intact pet. In the city, we have to have all dogs need to be spayed and neutered, irrespective of whether they're pets or not. And by giving them a ticket for an intact pet, I give them a chance to go get the pet neutered. And if they are able to get the pet neutered, they come to court, they give us that number, and they show us proof that the pet was neutered. Then we can try and get the fine either minimized or cancelled. And then they get to do a responsible pet ownership class where this ticket doesn't go on their record. And it helps the animal, it helps the people. And our number one priority is birth control of animals. We do it through tickets, we do it through education. Like I said, the best outcome for the animals, the best outcome for pet owners, making sure everybody's responsible. And we also do welfare checks on dogs. We randomly go to people's house. Sometimes we get cruelty cases. When we're working a cruelty case, we're essentially trying to make sure that the animal's okay. If the animal is facing cruelty, our first priority is to get the animal out of there and take him to a shelter where he's safe. We also make sure that that there's a record. So every animal we pick gets an A number. That's the most important thing. The only way you track an animal is by giving them a number, and we track it through picking him up, taking him to the shelter, to when he gets adopted, and he gets a microchip. So that's the only way you can do animal control, is if you track each and every animal in the city, be it a dog or a cat or a cow or a hen or a pig or anything. Every animal needs to have a number, and we use that number. At a shelter, we know exactly what happens to the animal, and so that's how we track animals. And if it is a cruelty case, that is the number that we use when we go to court. We take pictures, we write reports, we make sure that the animal is A, taken out of that situation, and B, that animal, the human gets a number as well. So that person is not allowed to, as a repeat offender, the fines are not that high. Just like in India, the first fines are really low, the second fines are low too. But if you keep on putting them in the system and he has a track record of abusing animals or not treating them well, we can get to a point where it can be jail time or make sure that the person is not able to get any more animals in the future. So everything needs to be tracked. Humans need to be tracked and animals need to be tracked. That is what animal control does. That is what cruelty investigations do. We work for the city, we work for the humans, but we work for the best outcome for the animals. And that is exactly what we do in animal control. And this is exactly what I hope to do in animal control in India. Thank you.